Another day, another injury for the Orlando Magic. Wendell Carter Jr. has went down with a left foot plantar fascia strain. He's going to be out for an indefinite amount of time, and it is almost feeling like it is time for the Magic and their fans to hit the panic button on this season. But we're going to try to stay calm here at Magic Digest and really talk about what exactly this injury means for Wendell Carter Jr. and the team going forward. But first, guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It is the easiest and best way to support us here at Magic Digest. And we're trying to build an Orlando Magic basketball community here on YouTube, and it is the best way to help do that and to join it. All right, so let's get into the initial kind of report about Wendell Carter Jr.'s injury. This occurred last night. He was returning essentially back from injury, from a nagging injury, and was left with about 6 minutes to go, or 6 minutes played, for him in the game with the injury. If you watched last night, Jalen Suggs was consoling a very heartbroken, it looked like, Wendell Carter Jr. This comes from the Magic. They announced Wendell Carter Jr. is out for the remainder of the game. He is also out tonight in the game. He came into this game battling right knee tendonitis, and it looks like it was maybe just some sort of injury that you were overcompensating for the right leg to the left leg. And then obviously the Six Man Show is a great podcast. I would recommend everybody, if you are a Magic fan, to go check it out. And they're just talking about Goga and his need to be there. He is available tonight, and he will be playing tonight more than likely. He's been dealing with a left foot tendon strain. So that's some good news at the very least, but he essentially is almost thrust into action, and he will definitely need to play and play well as long as Wendell Carter Jr. is out for the Orlando Magic. The scene yesterday was not very good. That's obviously has made the rounds after the Paolo Banchero injury, and a lot of people are almost burying the Orlando Magic. We're going to be talking about how they are going to recover from this, but first I wanted to talk about Wendell Carter Jr. He's a very good player, but he's almost built this reputation, and I shouldn't even say almost now, because I do think that is his reputation now, of being a very injury-prone player. This is not how he was, I feel, at the beginning of his career, but it has been how he is, or what he is, lately. And it was a concern going into this year, and why a lot of Magic fans maybe were hesitant to extend him further and to pay him more money. Well, it looks like right now they're right. The concerns are there, and he's going to be out with, for an indefinite amount of time, and we don't know when he's going to be able to come back. We don't know if this is actually kind of a minor injury, more of a scare, or if this is going to be something that, sidelines him for 10-plus games or something like that, or a month or 2 months or anything like that. The plantar fascia is, it sounds pretty difficult. I know with the foot, you got to be really careful, especially when you're a big man like that, so you don't really want to see an injury like that. But we'll see exactly what the final verdict is over the next coming days. But he's out tonight against Oklahoma City, and he obviously was dealing with a ton of the nagging injuries, but specifically that right knee tendonitis. Let's take a look at what happened after the game. This comes from Jason Bead and his Twitter account. He posted the question that he asked to Jamahl Mosley in the post-game press conference. He said, "How's Wendell Carter Jr. doing? I know the injury, what it is, but it looked like he was frustrated on the bench." Obviously referring to him breaking down a little bit, and Jalen Suggs, great teammate, there to support him. And Mosley answered, as he should be. This guy battles as much as he can every night to try to play, and that took his toll. He wants to be out there fighting with his guys. Makes sense. Obviously, Mosley's not going to go into too many specifics there, but if he's out there trying to battle through right knee tendonitis and goes down within 6 minutes to play, then that's obviously a sign that he probably wasn't ready, but at the same time that he just wants to be out there for his teammates and play well. Last night, we did not make up any of the production that was lost when Wendell Carter Jr. went out, and that game was pretty much over. Similar to when Paolo went down with his injury. It just take the very first game back. The wind almost is taken out of the sails, and they need to regroup. They've been 0-2 since Paolo went down, and right now it's looking like they're going to have to get more production from other guys like Jonathan Isaac. Bitadze, he's obviously back tonight, like I mentioned just a second ago. Mo Wagner has been playing well this year, but we're gonna need more from him as well. Certainly haven't gotten enough from the other two big men off the bench and haven't really. They've also been hurt. Bitadze has been hurt this year, and so was Isaac. Isaac started the year hurt, and that's just going to be really tough. So the Mavericks are obviously a very good team, but losing 85 to 108 is a sign of what could potentially be to come unless some of those guys step up. Last night, Isaac ended up with 16 minutes. He only had 3 points. He's known for his defense. We're not really looking too much at the box score when it comes to that. Wagner, 3 of 10 from the field. Would like to see him shoot at a better clip, but he ended up with 10 points. Was able to get some production out of him as well. But I'd say going into the lineup, he could potentially end up starting. There was almost a rotation of guys starting last year. He could end up slotting into that role as the starting center. Obviously, his numbers not going to be very indicative of what he can do, but we all know that Bitadze is very capable of being the starting center for a stretch of time. He's going to have to show up. Cole Anthony actually showed some signs of life last night, so if there's any sort of facilitating that could get Bitadze, the ball down low, maybe we will have an inside presence like that as well. Jalen Suggs has been pretty decent, but last night that wasn't enough. 10 points is not going to be enough from Suggs. Unfortunately, he's 7 games into the season now, with the 8th game being played tonight. He's going to be thrust into a position of he needs to perform right here, right now for this team. That is going to be super important to see how he responds. And Franz, he had 13 points last night, 6 of 15 from the field. That's not going to cut it whatsoever. That almost needs to double, I would say, over the average. I think all Magic fans know that he can make up the ground that is lost by the Wendell Carter Jr. injury, and then we can maybe pick up the pieces elsewhere for Paolo. But Franz is the very first domino to fall there. He's going to have to play well for them to win. This Paolo Banchero injury, really tough. Wendell Carter Jr. injury, very difficult to overcome. But if KCP can be better, he had 7 points last night. If De Silva, he had 31 minutes. This is not, I don't think, the plan that they had at the very start of the year. If he can show up and play better and have more than 7 points, that will be crucial. Anthony Black had 21 minutes last night, 2 points. This team has the ability to step up. For the front court, it is going to be Jet Howard. It is going to be Jonathan Isaac, Mo Wagner, Bitadze, and then probably that's it. To make up Paolo, we're going to need De Silva, Franz, Suggs, KCP to finally show up and show why we paid him the money in the offseason. And then Cole Anthony or Anthony Black. Doesn't matter which one, but one of them is going to have to play and actually be rotational pieces. There was another kind of lackluster-ish game from Gary Harris. We need to figure out the guard rotation. That's another thing that we need to figure out. And Corey Joseph got some garbage time, and so did Caleb Houston. Maybe one of those guys can round out the bench. Been a little all over the place. Hopefully we get some good news in the coming days about what exactly his injury is going to look like, what exactly the timetable is going to be for him. Right now, it doesn't appear to be anything that we know, but we will have to see exactly when he can come back and be out on the court with the other Magic players, because this is obviously huge. The Paolo injury was really, really difficult to overcome, and now this just adds another part of it. Now, I will say a lot of people are counting out the Orlando Magic. I just ran through the entire roster of all the guys that can play better than they did last night, or based off of how they've played before, earlier in this year, or in the summer, or last year, and there's plenty of guys who can step up, who do have the ability. We always do believe, as many NBA fans I'm sure do as well, that we have a deep team with a lot of young guys who have high potential. They're going to have to show that now, and I think they can, but we're going to have to just wait and see. I think now we're going to really figure out who's a part of the future plans and who's not, because if you can't step up during this time, then when can we count on you, right? But let me know what you guys think of the injury down below and how this team is going to be able to overcome it. Where are you looking first to make up the production? I've said a lot of names here, but I'm still going to stick by the Paolo video and say that a lot of this falls on Suggs and Franz. I think if everybody can slip into their role as they have been and play better than the Cavs game, I think we'll be okay, and we'll count on Franz and Suggs to uplift the team and fix the guard rotation. I think Anthony Black and Cole Anthony have deserved it, but maybe we need to figure that out a little bit more and solidify that. If it's going to be Anthony Black, let's roll with Anthony Black instead of Cole Anthony. Just got to figure it out. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Sucks that we don't have as good, I don't have as great of news as I wish I would have, but hopefully I will next time with, and bring you guys some more good news about Orlando Magic basketball. But until then, I'll see you guys.